Some more vanilla extract here.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Merry Christmas, or if you're watching this another time, not Merry Christmas. But I did, Joe showed some Christmas cookies yesterday, or the cookies that I made for Christmas. And a lot of people have been asking about wanting to see how I make the cookies. So I'm going to show you. This is Italian, I call them Italian ricotta cookies. They're like a cakey kind of cookie with a white frosting, and I put some sprinkles on the top. So if I have sprinkles, I have to check. So I'm going to give you the recipe. And what I did was I started to measure this out because I have a habit of talking, and then what happens is I forget how many cups I put in. So this is actually, and I'm just showing you this because this is actually 4 cups of flour. And you know what, we were talking before about how it changes, and I just sifted through to make sure. So 4 cups of flour. To this 4 cups of flour, what I did was I added 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1 tablespoon, and I already put that in, 1 tablespoon of baking soda. So 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of baking soda. So I'm putting that on the side. So again, it's a ricotta cake. So I was going to make the ricotta cookies. Sorry, he just gave me a dirty look. So I was going to make double the recipe, but it's Christmas Eve and I'm really tired and Joe's tired, so I'm going to make 1 batch. But when I make the double batch, everything gets doubled, but then I use the whole container. So I used the half a container, and I have my ricotta here. I already had, this is 2 sticks of butter, which is half a pound of butter. I put 1 egg in. I haven't made this in a couple of years, and I forgot, so I said, let me just try to use my hand blender. So this, I guess this is hard to hear, so I'm going to blend this. What's going to go into this now, and then once I get the wet ingredients, I'm going to add the flour mixture to it.
So what is in there again?
So right now is half a stick of butter, half a pound, which is 2 sticks of butter, 2 eggs, and then 15 ounces or half the 2 pounds of the ricotta. So that's going to all get mixed together, blend, with the blender, and then I'm going to add the other stuff, and I'm also going to add 2 tablespoons of vanilla. So that's going to be the whole recipe. So let me mix this together, and then I'll come back and I'll show you. You know, it's funny. As I said before, growing up, this is the kind of cookies my mother would always make. Besides the, the streufeli and the knot cookie, which was kind of like an almond or anisette. And we used to use anisette. We didn't use like extract, or she would say, go get the whiskey, and we throw a couple shots of whiskey in. So this is on an order of a more old-fashioned, authentic Italian cookie. So I'm going to mix this up together, and then Joe will bring you back in, okay? Because it's going to be a little loud. And as I said, I was thinking this will be easier because my mix master's back there, and I'm going to get some fish ready today, so I was trying to cut back. All right, we'll see you in a little bit.
Hi, Miriam.
Oh, and also in this mixture, I forgot to say, 1 3/4 cup of regular white sugar. So I'm mixing this. So far in here I have it's about 2 cups of ricotta, 2 cups of ricotta, 2 big tablespoons of the vanilla, 2 eggs, 2 sticks of butter. So that's kind of easy. And then little less, 1 3/4 cups of sugar. So I'm going to blend this together, you're going to see. And then it gets a little loud. So, and I'll let you know if I should tell you about switching over to the Mix Master if you have one. What was funny, and you'll see a lot of times, and I mentioned this I think yesterday, when my mother would make it, she'll say, if this dough is a little stiff, add a little bit more. So I think we're going to be on that order. So it's 4 cups. But again, do we pack it tight, not tight? And they do tell you, I guess if you were really a chef kind of thing, like what is that, like a pastry chef or whatever, they actually probably weigh the flour. So I'm going to mix this together and we'll be back again, okay?
What are you doing there, Miriam?
So I'm laughing because I told you I haven't made this in a couple of years. And I said, I used a different machine. I used the hand blender. So right now I had the 4 cups of flour with the baking soda and the baking powder. So I'm just doing this by hand. I think it's going to work. It should be okay.
So you're adding
'Cause
that
it's
stuff you just
Yes, the
beat
wet,
up?
yeah, the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients, and I'm just mixing it. And I'm just gonna keep, when I put it all in, and if I might need more, a little bit more flour, I'm gonna put more flour. It has to be like a workable dough. So it's not a difficult recipe. It's, you know, I was laughing because I was thinking, oh, I shouldn't have been lazy. I should have got out my mix master, but I think it's gonna work, so it's okay. And I'm just gonna keep pouring this in, and then I'll work it from here. And you know what's a good idea, and I don't always do, and I did it for this recipe. I did it today because Joe was filming. Like sometimes I'll be talking and then I'm adding the sugar and then I forget how much I added, so I don't know if I'm a quarter cup short or not short. So it is a good idea to measure out all your stuff, all your ingredients before, and if you have it on hand, you know, like you can, like the sugar was measured out, which was really good. So when everything is all measured out, that works out better, because then at least you know what you put in and what you didn't put in. Like the other day when I was making the chocolate chip with the oatmeal, be honest with you, I couldn't remember if I was a quarter cup short. So I was trying to judge by the dough. And again, this is going to change because if you, what size, you know, all your eggs are not exactly alike. Extra large eggs or large eggs, depending on where, what, you know, is it a ShopRite brand? Is it the store brand? Is it a, you know, from the farms? They're going to vary. So you kind of have to just go by. This is pretty good. So it wasn't too bad, Joe. You know, so I'm just going to work all this in, and then you're going to see it when we come back. And then I'm just going to make the frosting part. It makes, again, this is like a cake-like cookie. So it's nice. And it's a, you know, a different variety. I also wanted to show what I did was I make, I'll take one out before. I make some pudding, like pistachio pudding, or you can also do the vanilla pudding, right? And then you can just make it, and I put it in like a wine glass, and it makes it festive. I mean, we're not having company this year, but when you have company, so I do like Jell-O, so the Jell-O's red, and then I do a pistachio, or if you don't like Jell-O and you want vanilla pudding, you can add a little food coloring. I'm going to show you what that looks like. And again, it makes, if you know, when you go to a wedding and you go to a Viennese, you know, they have the Viennese hour, and they have the different, so that was pretty good. But you know I'm going to scrape everything to get everything. So this is done. And I'm just going to put that away. And I'm going to clean these. And then you could come back, Joe.
Okay.
And this way you can see.
All right.
All right?
Yep.
Need any more flour?
Hi, Marianne.
Hi, so we're back. I don't know if I would make it. Well, I make it again. I'll try it with the other thing. I'm putting my
The mix
sugar.
master, you mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna see. So now what you're going to do is I have my oven preheating to 355, and I have this little cookie. It's about basically you're doing a teaspoon of on the. I keep them. Again, as I said, I haven't done these cookies in a while, so you have to remember how to judge, like how far apart to keep them, because they are going to spread. And so I'm going to line these up and then put them in the oven for about 8 to 10 minutes until they're slightly brown. I guess I'll keep it a little bit that's the flour. I wasn't sure if I needed more, but I'm going to try to I'm going to keep them a little bit further separated just to see, because I don't remember how
So
far
you're
they
only
are.
going to put 12 on this
I'm
tray?
just gonna, I'll play around with it. I guess usually I do it very even, but I'm gonna try to, yeah, because I'm not 100% sure. So let's see how this comes out, and then I have my second one going. And yeah, about that. And they only take about 8 to 10 minutes. So once they're little slightly brown on the bottom, we can take it out and then start, you know. They have to cool completely before you put the frosting on, because otherwise the frosting will melt. So you don't want them to melt. And some people make these cookies really, really big, but I have a tendency, especially for the holidays and things like that, not to make it so big, even when I do my cheesecake and stuff. only because people are so full and you want to taste, but you don't want to waste. That's my opinion, so.
I think I was just daydreaming a second, but what did you say? The oven is preheated
To
to
350.
350, okay, and then
I'm gonna put one more in.
and then you're gonna put them in for how long?
For about 8 to 10 minutes, just until they get brown, little brown.
So
on
you have
the
to
bottom.
watch them.
Yeah, 8 to 10. We're gonna try 8 to 10 minutes. So that's not. I guess I could have fixed it a little bit better, but that's almost ready. And then I have my other tray. This one's a little smaller. Actually, I'm gonna put the flour away because I don't think I'm gonna use this extra flour. And I was actually very happy to see I found this. See that thing doesn't. This thing that pulls the out of the oven. So that's really good.
The grate.
And you know what? I'm just looking as I'm using this parchment paper, and this is just a little tidbit. You know what's funny? And I don't know where I saw it, but when you're using aluminum foil, the side that's not shiny is supposed to be the side that you put against the food. I don't know if people know that, and I don't remember. I saw it on a cooking channel. One of the cooking people years ago had said it, and I remember then my father-in-law saying it too. He said, "Oh, you heard that too?" And I said, "Yes." And another tidbit, which we really should show, deviled eggs we make for the holidays always. And if you're going to make deviled eggs, and you know what, there's a million videos about how to get the shell off the egg. You know what the key is? You cannot use the freshest eggs that you have. So I used to always try to get the eggs, and a lot of times in cooking I would use the older eggs, and the freshest eggs that I had I did for the deviled eggs. And then my mother said and they would always stick to the shell. So my mother said, don't use the freshest eggs. So you know how when you buy eggs, like you could buy eggs now and they expire January 18th or even February. So let's say today's December 24th. So I would use eggs that maybe are going to expire January 5th. But I'm not going to use the eggs that are expiring February, right? Because those are the ones, the membrane is still closer into the shell. So anyway, that's a tidbit, and you'll see. And if you want to see, I'll show you. Sometimes my eggs come out that you can't even tell if the shell is still on. And that's really true, right, Joe?
Yeah.
I'm a little bit anal, and that's a little bit of a hard thing when you're trying to cook and stuff, because I want things, to look neat and stuff, and I guess you really don't have to. You can just kind of do. These look a little bigger, this here. This is a smaller sheet pan. So you're going to see the oven's almost ready, and then you can come back. Well, these are going to be ready to go in, right? And then when you come back, I can show you them coming out of the oven, and then we'll be ready to put the other batch in. And it makes a lot of cookies. I guess I should have fixed that, but I'm not going to take them off now because I'll end up getting my fingers all messy and everything. All right, so we'll see you in a little bit.
Okay, ma'am.
So wanted to show you that we did a change. They don't spread out that much, so you can actually, what I did was, it's a little bit easier than that scooper. So I kind of just go with a teaspoon and then tablespoon. Spoon just works, and then pick how big you want them. We're trying to make them not that big. I actually put them in, they go about 10 minutes and they'll get, I don't want to touch them because, Joe, you want to pick one up and show them what it looks like, one of the cookies? Any of them. And then you can just see, and then you can just turn it to see. But Joe wasn't sure. He said, I think they're raw. I said, no, Joe, he got me a little nervous too. Actually, I convected a little bit to get it a little tanner on the top, just to give it a little bit of a darker. But they're good, and you're going to see
they're more soft. Of a softer cookie.
They're like a cake cookie. That's what I was saying before. But I wanted to show you that one, and it's a little tacky, but it's I think it's easier, and then you can just kind of. But you can actually do, this will work because they didn't spread out that much. So I'm going to put the rest of these in the oven. You see, it makes quite a bit, and then we'll come back with the frosting. Okay?
What are you doing there, Marion?
Okay, so I'm making the frosting, so I have the last batch in. So right now this is a cup of sugar, cup of confectionery, but I'm gonna do a cup and a half of confectionery sugar to about 5 tablespoons of water. Do you remember what I just said, 3?
Water or milk you put in?
Milk. Oh, did I say water?
Yeah.
Oh my God, because I'm not paying attention. I have my shrimp going, sorry. Okay, so we're gonna put another, so this is actually a cup and a half of confectionery sugar and 3 tablespoons of milk. But you know what? You add the milk slowly because you want the liquid, because as it goes through, incorporates. Sometimes you'll need more, so definitely need more here. So, and this is gonna make your frosting for your cookies. I might add, I'm probably going to add a little bit of vanilla. Some people add almond. I don't have any almond right now. Or you can add anisette. But with the ricotta cookies, I like actually, see, so you're seeing, and you can make whatever consistency that you like. If you like your frosting a lot thicker, you add less, add less milk. If you like it thicker, you're going to thinner, sorry, some people like just a real small glaze. I'm gonna just taste it. My fingers are clean. I washed my hands out. Sweet, very sweet. That gives it it's funny because Joe tasted one of the cookies and he didn't think it tasted. So, I think I'm not gonna add enough. I think that's it. What did I add, 4? Supposed to be a teaspoon.
You're putting in vanilla, Marianne?
Yeah, I'm gonna add a little vanilla. I did a little already, but I'm gonna add a little bit more. That's why some people will do Zambuca or a different flavor. About a teaspoon. So if you don't have the almond, you can use the vanilla. All the cookies, wow, that really smells nice. I ended up using for this 4 tablespoons of milk, but again, if you pack your powdered sugar, it's however you want it. And the vanilla gives it a nice flavor, right, Joe? What do you think?
I think so.
See, but now it made the...
I'm not an anisette lover, so...
Well, I was going to put almond, remember?
Yeah, you don't have it.
And then, actually, I was going to put the tray underneath here, but maybe well, let's see. So then you just take your cookie, and you kind of dip it in here like this. And then just turn it. See, it made it a darker color. And I guess I should have put a tray underneath. I'm gonna wait a little bit before I put the sprinkles. I think this makes a lot of, looks like it's gonna be a lot of dip.
Well, that batch that you mixed up there, last time I counted was 66, and it looks like there's another, I think it's close to 100 cookies, no?
Yeah, that's what I said. This one makes a lot, where those, those tarts go a little bit. I'm gonna get a tray of aluminum foil and put them underneath here. So it's a cute cookie, and then we're gonna do some sprinkles on it. I don't know if the sprinkles that I have are gonna bleed, so I'm gonna wait to see and let it dry a little bit. Okay?
We're gonna come back?
Yep, we'll come back with the finished product.
Okay. Hi, Mary, we're back.
Okay, so you'll see that it was, and you know what I did? I put the cookie sheet underneath with the parchment paper, so these are dry now. So I just want to show you, if you put the sugar on, the sprinkles on when they're still wet, they kind of bleed. So it's a fine line, because this one was a little too dry. You know what I'm saying? These were right. So, I mean, it's whatever. They're very festive. It's a nice cookie. It's delicate. It's not heavy. See, that one bled a little bit too much, but anyway, that makes it look like it's homemade. These look like they're fake, right? Actually, that's probably the better bunch. So, I hope you like this. Again,
Well, you have to taste one, Mary.
Oh, after I'm eating, let's pick one. Which one do you want to taste, Joe? I guess I should taste one of these that don't look so... very good. Actually, again, I use vanilla on the little bit of vanilla on the frosting. You can use anisette. You can use almond. It's a cakey. You know those black and white cookies? So it's like a cakey cookie. So it's nice, delicate. You want to bite, Joe?
Yeah.
Has a very, again, it's soft. Actually, and as you chew it, you savor it. It's very good.
It's really good.
I'm sorry, I don't need tea in front of you, but Buona Natale.
If they're
And-
watching this now.
Yes, if you watch
This is
it
Christmas Eve. You might be watching this in the middle of the summer. Who knows?
Now, okay, just to give you an example. Let's say somebody wanted to make it for St. Patrick's Day. They could put a little green sprinkles. For Valentine's Day, just put a little red sprinkles. This is a nice cookie. It's light. It's good to have with like tea or some hot
Espresso.
chocolate at night. Just something a little bit different. It's not your typical sweet cookie. That's what I said to you before. When we were kids, this is the kind of cookies we would have. So when we got chocolate chip or the butter cookies, we were like, woohoo, because my mother made a lot of this and those other ones, which I am going to try to make. But as I said, it is Christmas Eve and I still have to do some fish. Normally we go out by our friends, but because of COVID this year, we're spending Christmas with you. So you are our Christmas family and we love you and we hope you subscribe. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you try this recipe. And I wish you the best of health and enjoy. God bless you all.
Okay, Merry Christmas, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.